Title: How I Found Out My Niece Was Smashing My Husband. I always treated my niece like my own daughter. So you can imagine how it felt to find out she was sleeping with my husband. It's a story about trusting your gut when a bunch of suspicious clues leads you to uncover the worst betrayal imaginable, and how I'm putting my life back together after losing the two people I trusted most. For 10 years, my life with Mark was everything I ever wanted. We had a great house, a good life, and a love that felt rock solid. And then there was my niece, Chloe. Her mom took off when she was little, and my brother, well, he did his best, but he just wasn't cut out to be a single dad. So Chloe became our girl. She was with us on weekends and all summer. I helped with her homework. We shopped for prom dresses, and I was the one she called after her first real heartbreak. I wasn't just her aunt. I was her second mom, her best friend. And Mark, he was like a father to her. He taught her to drive, helped with her college applications, and always gave her advice. We were this perfect, happy little family. At least, that's what I thought. The change was so small at first, I almost thought I was going crazy. It started with Mark's phone. It used to be left wherever. The kitchen counter, our nightstand. Suddenly, it was glued to his pocket, always face down and on silent. He started working late, way more than he ever used to. At the same time, Chloe started texting him directly to come over instead of me. They had their own inside jokes, little things I wasn't a part of. I'd walk into a room and they'd just stop talking, giving each other a look I couldn't figure out. A little alarm bell was going off in my head, but I kept hitting snooze. This was Mark, my husband. This was Chloe, my baby. I told myself I was just being paranoid. I mean, who wants to believe something like that? But that gut feeling just wouldn't quit. But that gut feeling just wouldn't quit. You know the one. It's like a knot in your stomach that just keeps getting tighter. The real red flag was when Mark became obsessed with his appearance. He joined a fancy gym, bought a ton of new clothes, and started wearing this expensive cologne I'd never smelled on him. He grew distant, like we were just roommates. All the easy affection and intimacy we shared just vanished. The breaking point was our phone bill. I logged into our family plan account to check on a data charge. My heart just stopped. I saw hundreds, literally hundreds, of texts between Mark and Chloe every single month. Messages sent late at night, first thing in the morning. It was way too much communication for an uncle and a niece. The sick feeling that washed over me was overwhelming. I couldn't breathe. This wasn't just a gut feeling anymore. This was real. I knew I had to confront them. But I needed proof that they couldn't wiggle out of. I didn't have to wait long. A few days later, Mark said he had a last-minute overnight business trip. My stomach dropped. I just knew. That night, I told Chloe I was staying at my sister's, but I didn't. I drove to a hotel a few blocks away and waited. Around 9 p.m., I drove back toward our house and parked where they couldn't see my car. An hour later, her car pulled into our driveway. I don't know how long I just sat there, frozen. The pain was so intense it felt like my whole world was physically collapsing. This wasn't just one betrayal, it was two, cutting me right down the middle. Finally, running on pure adrenaline and rage, I walked up to my own front door, unlocked it, and went inside. And there they were, in our living room. I will never forget the looks of pure shock on their faces. The fight was a blur of yelling, crying, and the most pathetic excuses you've ever heard. He tried to say it just happened. She just stood there sobbing. She couldn't even look at me. Everything I had built my life on, all the trust I had in my husband and the girl I raised, was shattered in that one moment. It's been a long road since that night. If you've ever gone through a betrayal that shakes you to your core, you know it changes you. Have you ever had to trust your gut feeling over what someone was telling you? Let me know in the comments. It really does help to know you aren't alone in this. They're both out of my life now. The divorce was finalized 6 months ago, and it blew a hole in my family that I don't think will ever be fixed. The grief has been enormous, not just for my marriage, but for losing the niece I loved like a daughter. Some days are still really, really hard. But slowly, I'm rebuilding. I'm in therapy, spending time with my real friends, and rediscovering who I am on my own. Healing from this kind of betrayal isn't a straight line, but for the first time in a very long time, I actually feel a little hope.